sick boy, better call a doctor. My team ballin' like the Knickerbockers. Rim rockers, silk shockers, so your hands up like Serge Ibaka.
Hey, I mean, everybody does it, right? Everybody puts stuff off. You'll get to it later. It's not that important. We'll figure it out at another time. Yeah, that's right. Everybody loves to procrastinate. It's just something that we kind of do without even realizing that we're doing it. I can speak from first-hand experience that procrastination is not something that people intentionally do. At least, that's not how it starts out. You know, we all have good intentions of getting done what we want to get done. But, you know, sometimes it's just easier to, I'll just put it off, do it at another time. But by putting things off until later, essentially what you're doing is you're putting your present life on hold. And after you put your present life on hold, you're borrowing from your future. See, it's almost like you're getting a loan from your future self. But what you're borrowing is time. And time isn't really anything that anybody wants to borrow. See, loans and borrowing things are helpful in a pinch, but it's not something that you really want to rely on. It's not something that you want to use as a crutch. It's something that you get in a habit of doing and then you can't break that habit of it. So, when it comes to borrowing, especially borrowing something like time from yourself, you don't really want to do that. So how do you stop? How do you stop? How do you stop? How do you stop procrastinating? How do you stop borrowing time and start doing what you actually want to do now? How do you start doing what you don't want to do now? How do you get things done? In this video, I'm going to hit you with the 5 ways that you can stop procrastinating, starting now. The first way to stop procrastinating is to stop planning. We spend so much time planning and researching and preparing because we want to be ready, right? Yeah, here's the catch about that. You will never be ready. You'll never be 100% ready. There will always be a chance that something can go wrong. So while it's great to plan, it's not great to nitpick to the point where you're planning for things that either will happen or things that you can never predict of happening. So just stop planning. If something happens that you weren't planned for, you can rest easy knowing that you can overcome it. See, you just gotta believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, then there is no amount of planning that you'll feel that you'll really need. Just believe in yourself. You can do it. The second way to stop procrastinating is to stop making excuses. Listen, this is another one that we all do, all right? We all have a tendency of making excuses, or my new favorite one, telling the reasons or coming up with the reasons why either we can't do something or why something won't work out. Listen, there are a million excuses in the book. Pulling them all out isn't going to help you get anything done. You can come up with an excuse or a reason why you can't get it done now. However, is it really valid? I don't know if it's really valid. Usually we come up with excuses when we don't want to do the hard work in that moment. So we come up with an excuse to do something that might be easier or less of a challenge. But what kind of life are you really living if you're not challenging yourself? What kind of life are you really living if you're not working hard? What kind of life are you living if you're only taking the easy route? See, I don't know if that's the type of life that I want to live. If that's the type of life that you want to live, congratulations. You're going to keep procrastinating. That comes with that lifestyle. So if you don't want to procrastinate anymore, understand that you're probably going to have to put in some hard work. And that's going to start with you stopping all the excuses. Just stop making all the excuses. Remember, nothing in life comes easy if it's worth it. So, put in the work. Just put in the work. Put in the work and rest easy knowing that after you put in the work, You can actually enjoy the outcome instead of having a momentary or a long-term regret because you just pushed off something that you could have did anyway. Just get it done. Stop the excuses. The third way to stop procrastinating is to break it down as far as you can. See, let me explain that. Doing difficult tasks and easy tasks is absolutely 100% no fun if you don't even know where to begin. And if you don't know where to begin, how do you possibly think you're going to get to the end? You'll never know when you started. What we usually do is we usually procrastinate because either we haven't figured out how to begin, or the beginning or the starting of something is so overwhelmingly difficult that we decide it's easier to just stay away from it altogether, right? Right. Okay, well, here's the problem with that. The problem with that is it doesn't work. See, just staying away from something isn't going to get it done. You're still going to have to get it done. So instead of doing that, try breaking it down as far as you can. Break down the task to the simplest step as far as you can. Take the first thing that you're planning on doing, whatever it is, however you planned on starting, take that and break it down. Break it down to the easiest step to begin it. So that means if your plan is to drive to another state, or your plan is to get to work on time, start with the simplest step in that. If you're trying to drive to another state, the simplest step is to figure out where you're going. Get a map, get directions. That's the easiest step to do. Then the next step is making sure you have your keys, making sure you have all of your equipment that you're going to need to move the vehicle. See, you got to start with the simple things. Simple steps will lead to you getting the large things done. You cannot eat a pie all in one shot. You can't take an entire pie and eat it in one bite. It doesn't work. I don't care if you're talking about a pizza pie. I don't care if you're talking about cheesecake. I don't care if you're talking about apple pie. It doesn't work. You gotta break it down. So the same way how you would break it down into slices and then you would take bites of those slices, you have to break down the steps into pieces, into sections, and then break those sections down even further so they become the equivalent of bites. And then just go through that piece by piece. And as you're completing these little steps, they're moral victories. There are little things that you can actually tell yourself you got done, and it's getting you that much closer to your goal of getting whatever it was that you were planning on procrastinating done. Just take your time and pace yourself, and you'll get it done. Okay, so let's say those 3 steps didn't work. What's next? The fourth way to stop procrastinating is to tell someone what you want to do and then ask them to hold you accountable. So what do I mean by that? Pretty much what I mean is tell someone your next move. Whatever it is that you planned on doing, whatever it is that you had to get done, tell as many people that you trust, that you know will hold you accountable to it, that you plan to get this done. Tell them your deadline, tell them your date, and then ask them to hold you accountable for it. Ask them to ask you about it every hour, every other hour, every minute, whatever works. Whatever works for you and the person or the people you're telling, try it. Usually it's easier to get something done when it's expected of you to get it done. So when you tell someone else what it is that you want to do, it's almost like they're now going to be expecting you to get it done. This works really well if you either tell someone you trust or you tell someone that you don't want to disappoint. If that doesn't work, you could take it one step further and almost provide an incentive for you to get it done. See, when we're incentivized to get things done, they usually get done. And the best way to incentivize someone is to take something away from them that they want. So up the ante. Give them something that you know you're gonna need back by your due date. Make it something personal that you value, that you know you want back. And tell them not to give it to you until you get it done. See, this will almost force you to get it done. You can use one of the 3 previous ways that I mentioned after you've done this to get it done. If they don't work, start breaking it down. Remember, you're not going to get back your personal item, whatever it is that you've given them, whether it's a ring, it's money, whether it's a necklace, whether it's a book, whatever it is. You're not going to get it back until you get it done. So, what option do you have? Either get it done or you've decided to donate this to the person that you told you were going to get this task done. That's even more embarrassing because besides the fact that you're now going to probably have to beg for this item back, now you have to live with the fact of knowing that this person's always going to remember that you couldn't get whatever it is that you said you were going to get done. And instead, you decide to relinquish your own property to them. That sounds crazy. That sounds nuts. I wouldn't want to do that. I'm guessing you wouldn't want to do it either. And the fifth way to stop procrastinating is to think positively and visualize the outcome. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, what kind of hippie mumbo jumbo is that? Or you're probably thinking, this is what everyone says now. Everyone says visualize, and everyone says, be positive, and everyone says you gotta see the outcome. Listen, it works. Let me explain why. Imagine for a second how much better things would be if you not only started your plans right now, but you completed your plans right now. Like, instead of procrastinating it, imagine if you actually got it done right now. That would be great, right? Imagine how far ahead you would be because you got this done now. Instead of putting it off until tomorrow, instead of putting it off until an hour from now, imagine if you got it done and now you have that time that you would have put it off to for something else. I don't know about you, but I really like having free time. And I also don't know about you, but I really like that feeling of knowing that you kind of got something done. So imagine that you can get both of those feelings by just doing what you wanted to do from the beginning. Visualize that for a second. Just visualize what it would be like to get it done now. Seems nice, right? Okay, so think positively about that. Think of the positive ways that you can get that goal right now. All you have to do is start. Just don't procrastinate. Just start. That's it. And you'll probably get it done. So what are you waiting for? Stop thinking and stop talking in the past tense. Stop talking in the present and the past tense. Stop saying what you're going to do. Just do it. Stop saying what you're trying to do. Just do it. Stop saying what you should have done. Do it now. See, you gotta start actually saying these things. Say you're going to do it. Say you're going to get it done. Instead of saying, I want to do this, say, I'm going to do whatever it is that you are going to do. Just do it. Just start now and do it. Just start. That's all you have to do. Just start. So odds are, you're probably procrastinating doing something right now. So stop watching the video and go start doing what you have to do. I hope these 5 tips, these 5 little strategies that I gave you work so that you can start doing exactly what you need to do and so that you can stop procrastinating in the future. As always, if you like the video, hit me with a like. Bam. If You want to share the video, share it. Don't procrastinate. Go share it right now. If you want to subscribe to the channel and you haven't already, it's really easy. All you got to do is hit that button that says subscribe on it. That's it. Hit the button. Leaving comments is free too. So if you want to leave a comment, I'm not going to charge you. Go ahead and leave a comment. Don't procrastinate. Leave a comment in the bottom. And I'll probably respond back to you. And until the next video, stop procrastinating. Later.